Why it is called as IV characteristics? Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why it is called as IV characteristics? Because you are applying the voltage and getting the current. So it's always the first suffix would be, or first letter would be the dependent parameter. The second one will be the independent. You are applying a independent voltage and trying to see how does the current depends on that applied voltage. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is dependent, this is independent. That's why it is called as IV characteristics. You are trying to find out how does the current varies as per the applied voltage. The voltage can be either positive or negative. So this is what is IV characteristics. Over here, do we do similar type of IV characteristics? It's not possible because we know that this is an insulator. The current is always zero. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
When current is always zero, so you cannot do this IV characteristics. Instead of that, to characterize a MOS capacitor, whether it is working properly with this type of what accumulation, depletion and inversion region, we go for CV characteristics. This is called as CV characteristics, which is analogous to IV characteristics in diode or maybe some other circuits. So here it is, you are actually measuring the capacitance and the voltage. For a applied voltage, what is the capacitance of this capacitor? So we'll see how does the capacitance varies with respect to the applied voltage. Suppose when I say the MOS capacitor, so does the 3D view of the MOS capacitor look something like this? Suppose if I write this as my what MOS capacitor. Suppose if this is your, this is metal oxide semiconductor. Fine. Will it
Yes,
have
sir.
some length and the dimension width? Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It'll
Yes,
have
sir.
it'll have some dimension. So all capacitors, it can be square, rectangular, it can be circular also. Correct. You're going to apply the voltage between this and this. What is, shall we have a capacitance due to this oxide? Shall we say it as COX? Oxide capacitance. Shall we write it as equal to epsilon A by Tox? So this
Yes, sir.
epsilon is the dielectric constant of the material, that is dielectric constant, and this is what A is nothing but the area of the plate, that is length multiplied by width. Tox is the separation, that is thickness of the oxide layer. Fine. So COX is equal to epsilon of the oxide. So it can be SiO2, it can be hafnium oxide, it can be anything. W into L divided by Tox. Done. Now you apply some. Okay, does it have some magnitude all the time? This is physical in nature, no?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
This is physical in nature means this is existing. This is existing. Assume that this is a capacitor. Okay, assume that this is a capacitor where I have this is my structure. This is, assume that this is width and this is length. You're going to have one layer of metal. So beneath that you're going to have the oxide, and underneath that you're going to have the semiconductor. So I'm going to have, this is physically present. This is physically present, meaning that I'm going to have some width, length, and there is some separation between the metal and the semiconductor, and I'm going to have an oxide layer. So this is physically present. Now when I apply negative voltage, when I apply some negative voltage, do we have this this kind of operation, minus and plus? Will it be there? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it due to the physical capacitance of this MOS cap? So as we have here, is it because of the physical structure? Is it?
Yes, sir.
So if I write the CV characteristics, this is voltage, let me say it as Vg, this is 0, this is less than 0, this is negative, this is positive. Fine. Now
Yes, sir.
for any voltage less than 0, is the capacitance is always Cox, because that is only because of this oxide capacitance, and of course the width, length and the oxide and the dielectric constant of that material. Is that fine? If you are
Yes, sir.
applying negative voltage, anything minus 0.1, minus 10, minus 100, minus 5, minus 1.2, the capacitance will not change. Will it change?
No, sir.
What will change is if you are applying more and more negative voltage, you're going to have more and more holes here. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Will there be any depletion region formed here? No.
No.
Because for every applied negative voltage, you're going to have a hole created. So this is purely a capacitance which is due to the physical structure of this. That's why we call it as COX, and it is from 0 till whatever negative voltage you apply, it will be there. Fine. Now you
Yes, sir.
apply slightly positive voltage. Slightly more positive voltage. When you apply positive voltage, does this type of structure come into picture? Am I
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
So whenever you apply some voltage, so does this capacitance comes into picture? Okay,
Yes,
does
sir.
this depletion region come into picture? When this
Yes, sir.
depletion region coming to picture, we already have, can you just imagine, so you already have a capacitance in the form of COX because of this physical structure. On top of that matlab, just beneath that, that is in series with this, will you going to have a C junction capacitance due to depletion region? Even in case of diode, when you have something like this, you have plus 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 here and you have minus minus here, there's a junction. Will you have a junction capacitance? Depending on the width of this depletion region, does this junction capacitance change?
Yes, sir.
Compared to this, suppose if this capacitance is something like 100 hex, suppose if COX is something like, okay, 100 x, suppose if you say it is 100 x, C depletion, which is a junction capacitance, it may be something like, okay, 0.1 x or maybe 1 x. It's almost 100 times lesser, maybe 1000 times lesser. What I'm trying to say is, if this is in terms of nanofarad, that is the oxide capacitance, if it is in terms of nanofarad, junction capacitance will be in terms of femtofarad. There is an order of 3 difference. Can you see what is this 100x and 0.1x? Is the order of difference is 3, 10 power 3, 1000
Yes, sir.
difference ratio?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Meaning you're going to have a very high capacitance and a very small capacitance coming in series. What is the effective capacitance then? Because what you're measuring is the capacitance between this end and this end. So from these two extreme ends, you're going to have this oxide capacitance, which is due to this structure. Because of this, sorry, small applied voltage, you have this depletion also. So what happens to this overall capacitance then now? Overall capacitance start reducing, and it reaches a certain point when the voltage becomes VTH. Why this capacitance is coming down from COX to a C minimum? I will write it as C minimum. C minimum will be reaching whenever your voltage reaches threshold voltage. Beyond that, this capacitance almost remains constant. So this is nothing but the end of depletion region, or it is the starting of inversion. Correct? You will
Yes,
going to
sir.
have the inversion region starting from this point. So do we say this is accumulation region? Here it is depletion
Depletion.
region. Here it is inversion region.
Yes,
Here you
sir.
can see the separation between accumulation and inversion happens from 0 to VTH. You can see the capacitances keep reducing. Capacitance keep reducing because of the depletion capacitance. Depletion capacitance starts keep on adding up in terms of smaller and smaller value. You will end up with the least capacitance at the end of depletion capacitance
Yes, sir.
at this region. So this is the CV characteristics of the NMOS capacitor. Correct?
Yes, sir.
See here now. Let us assume that here VFB is equal to 0. So what is actually VTH? VTH is equal to VFB plus 2 phi b plus under root of 2q. Of course, we had that expression Na epsilon, this one, this expression, 2q Na epsilon 2 phi b by Cox. So it is epsilon s 2 phi b by Cox. Now this is the CV characteristics when VFB is equal to 0. When do you have VFB is equal to 0? Hello. When do you have VFB is equal to 0?
Phi m is equal to phi s.
Meaning there is no work function difference between metal and the semiconductor. Fine. Suppose assume that this VFB is positive. If VFB is positive, does it mean that threshold voltage will increase? You see here.
Yes, sir.
So when this was 0, you had some X voltage. When this becomes positive, does that X become slightly more than X? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
In such case, let us see what happens to your the CV characteristics. Can you see here? This was starting here. This was coming down here. So the flat band was happening here. Correct? The band was flat here. Now what will happen with VFB positive? You can see this also extends, and now you can see it is moving up. Can you see this has gone up now? Of course, this is extended. Why this is extended? Because now this is VTH for VFB positive. Can you see your entire CV characteristics move towards right side when VFB is positive? What does this mean here? The inversion region happens at a larger voltage, meaning the MOSFET starts conducting at a larger voltage. That means VTH is more than the earlier one with VFB equal to 0. So shall we say this is for VFB greater than 0. This is for VFB equal to 0. Similarly, if the VFB is negative. What do you mean by VFB negative here? Does it mean your threshold voltage is lesser? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So it exactly happens the reverse. It will happen maybe at a lower voltage. This is VFB less than 0. So how can you make this VFB equal to 0, greater than 0 and less than 0? By changing the work function between metal and the semiconductor. Correct?
Sir, is the slope remains same in all the three cases?
Slope is almost same. We are not too much worried about the slope. Slope almost remains the same. We are worried about when does that inversion happens. Inversion will be shifted either from the previous VTO to a larger value or lesser value. So that will happen when the VFB is more than 0, it will shift towards the right side. If it is less than 0, it will shift towards the left. Of course, if the flat band voltage is too much negative, it may happen so that okay, it may be just turning on before 0. In such case, if you want to turn off your MOSFET, the voltage should be more negative. Of course, it should be negative voltage. This purely depends on what's your VFB. Done?
Yes, sir. Sir, C mean is equal to. Sir, what is the value of C mean?
C min will be almost
Is
equal
C
to
of
Cj.
parallel with.
Of course, whenever you have a very small value coming in series with a larger value, the effective value will be lesser than the least one. As you have in your capacitor resistor, two parallel resistors coming in parallel will be the effective will be the lesser than the least one. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Here it is just the opposite. If the capacitors are in series, the effective capacitance is lesser than the least capacitance. In this case, it is lesser than Cg. Suppose if a MOS capacitor CV characteristics indicates like this, means okay, this is behaving like this is having all the three regions, that is what is that? Accumulation, depletion and inversion. Suppose if it is not happening, if the CV characteristics looks flat, If it is flat, what does it mean? Suppose if it is voltage and if this is C, if it is flat means there is no inversion at all happening. There is no question of depletion, there is some issue. Correct? Can we do the similar type of CV characteristics for PMOS capacitor? This again, you're going to have Vg, this is 0, you're going to have positive voltage and this is negative voltage. Can I write it this way? Here it is Cox maximum, and then here it comes down like this, and then it goes here. Correct? Of course, depending on VFB positive negative, either it will shift towards right or left. It can just go down here, or it can. Correct? Suppose if your VTH with VFB is equal to 0 is minus 0.4 volt. If VFB is negative, then you may end up with minus 0.6 with VFB as minus 0.2. It may be minus 0.2 if VFB is equal to 0.2. So this minus 0.2 and 0.2 volts are the work function difference between metal and the semiconductor. Done? Because VTH is negative for a PMOS capacitor. Will it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is for
Yes, sir.
VFB. This is for VFB less than 0. This is for VFB greater than 0. Your threshold voltage reduces, here the threshold voltage increases. Okay, fine. So with this, okay, we almost come to the end of these MOS capacitors, band diagrams and all those things. So let us move on to next topic. Suppose if I take a transistor, connect this to VDD, I'll connect this to VDD. This is my let me just okay. What can be the voltage now? Drain is connected to VDD. Assume that you have a capacitor. Okay, instead of putting this, let me put a source here. Let me call it as VD, drain voltage. Drain voltage is, let me just do it like this. This is VD. This is with respect to time. I am looking at what is V0. This is, let us assume that this is VDD. This is V0. Correct? Assume that initially V0 is 0. If V0 is 0, if this capacitor is charged to 0, is the MOSFET on? What is VGS? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, initially during this region, when the VD, the voltage at this point is 0, what is VGS? Is it VDD minus 0 is equal to VDD? Is the MOSFET on?
Yes, sir.
Is the MOSFET on?
Yes, sir.
Even though the MOSFET is on, since at the drain voltage is 0, this remains at 0. Because it is not getting any current from the drain. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
It's on channel is created, but there is no potential difference. That's why there is no current. Correct? See, this voltage is drain. The drain voltage is 0. Correct?
Yes, sir.
One second. Now, as the input voltage goes to VDD, what will happen to this V0? Will it start charging? This is assume that this is VDD. Will it start charging now? What is the charging time constant? Is tau is proportional to CL into Rn. Am I correct?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Is the
Yes, sir.
capacitor starts charging? If this capacitors keep charging, does the VGS keep reducing? You can see this is no more 0.
Yes.
Correct? Is this voltage start increasing? If this is increasing, does this voltage, whatever VGS you have, does this VGS start reducing?
Yes, sir.
So now, suppose assume that if it is keep on increasing, till what voltage your MOSFET will be on? When does your MOSFET goes off? When does your MOSFET goes off?
Less than threshold.
Less than threshold, or because for MOSFET to conduct, VGS has to be greater than VTH. Is it
Yes,
not?
sir.
If suppose VTH is equal to, if VTH is equal to 0.4 volt, what should be a VGS to turn on your MOSFET? Should be more than 0.4. So it should be something like 0.41, it should be 0.42, something like that. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So by the time assume that this VDD is equal to 5 volt, if this voltage becomes 4.6, what happens? Because it is keep charging, no? This can go up to 4.6. If it is 4.5, what is the potential difference?
0.5 volts.
Is it on? Is the MOSFET on?
Yes, sir.
Does it continue to charge?
Yes, sir.
If it is 4.55,
Still on.
it is still on, continue to charge. Whenever it becomes 4.6,
Turns off.
On.
does MOSFET turns off? In such case, does the output voltage remain constant at 4.6? Because now it is open circuit. Because this is off means, okay, the resistance is very high. Capacitor neither can discharge or charge. That's why it remains constant. Correct? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So, is this 4.6? Is it nothing but VDD minus VTH? Why we are looking at 4.6? Because we assume that VTH is 0.4. Even though my input applied voltage is VDD, the output is VDD minus VTH. Am I correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So, in this type of transistor configuration, the output voltage for a high logic is always lesser by VTH. You'll never get it as logic high. Correct? If I say high is equal to 5 volt, if the output is VDD, suppose if this is VDD, then if V0 is equal to VD minus VTH, I will call it as weak logic 1. This is, I call it as strong logic 1. Why it is called as strong logic 1? Because the voltage can go up to VDD, that's why it is strong. We call it as it is logically strong. Here it's a weak one. Why it is weak one? Because the voltage is not exactly 5 volt, it is lesser than the VDD by VTH. Correct? The output voltage of this type of configuration will be always weak 1. So now let us do something. Let me just drop it down to 0 now. What will happen? So here till this was off. Correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now as soon as this goes down, the capacitor now starts discharging. Why it starts discharging? Whenever, since it is 5, since the voltage reduces, now it's, of course, the moment when it reaches there, it is just okay, finding out, okay, there is no discharge path. Now when the input voltage starts reducing, now this starts reducing. Now we can see it goes down. Now whenever this starts reducing, with this as 5, this is 5, 4.4, this is 4.3, 4.2, 4.1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does the MOSFET is on for all these voltages? Now it is discharging. You can see here discharging. Can it become 0 also? Can it become 0 also? If it is 0, is the MOSFET on? What is the VGS then? What is VGS then when it is 0? This is 0 when the capacitor is fully discharged and this is 5 volt. What is VDS? Sorry, VGS.
VDD.
Is it more than VTH?
VDD, sir.
Is the MOSFET still on?
Yes, sir.
Now, does this voltage goes to complete 0 volt? What is logic low here? Is logic low is 0 volt? Are you getting output voltage also 0 volt? Maybe after some time, maybe after infinite time. Take it even if it's at infinite. So, does the logic low goes till 0 volt? Shall I say that as strong logic 0 or strong low? Here we had weak high. Why it is weak high? Why it is called as weak high?
Output is lesser than threshold value.
Threshold voltage. Why it is strong low?
Output and input both are 0 volts.
Output is 0. Of course, input is already 0. It is strong, but output can also go down to 0. So that's why it is, because 0 and VDD are the strong levels. If it is 0 and VDD minus VTH, then I'll say this is weak. Instead of 0, if I end up with VTH and VDD, can you see this is strong 1, weak low? Instead of reaching 0, I'm there at 0.4. I'm in trouble. Trouble matlab it is not going to fully 0, it is now VTH. Such type of, okay, now let me just consider a circuit something like this. This is A. This of course, let me have it as a capacitor. This is, you'll not have a lumped capacitor, it's a parasitic capacitor. Let me call it as B. Two inputs. Let me say A, B. So this is 1, 1, 0, 1. Can you give me what is the output? What is the output here?
Sir, circuit not visible.
Oh, sorry. This is when I say 1, VDD.
Zero volts.
In both the case 0 na.
Sir, first case.
Second one? Correct? Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it is Okay, for this particular thing, for this particular thing, shall I call it as this output is AND of A and B? Shall I say this is y is equal to A and B? Can I?
Yes, sir.
For this, what should be the output? So okay, will I get this combination for this circuit in this circuit? Will I get it as 0 0? Because I know that for an AND gate, so for these two combination, is it like AND gate except this is weak one? 1 1 is 1, 1 0 is 0. So is it working like an AND gate for at least these two combinations?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
What I'll do first,
Yes,
I'll
sir.
do this A B. I'll make it 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1. Can you say this circuit will it give y is equal to AB? If it is 1 1, what is the output?
VDD minus
VD minus VTH. Correct? If it is 1 0
0.
0 0, this is off. I'm just going sequentially. After this combination, I gave this combination. Next, I'm giving this combination. When you make A equal to 0, does this switches off? Because this is 0. When gate is 0, this is off. What is output?
0.
Output is
Same
what
as
was
before.
there earlier. The earlier voltage was 0.
Yes, sir.
Here, even though this is 1, since it is off, is the output still 0?
Yes,
See here, this is not reaching here because this is off. Getting this point? I'm just going one by one. So I'm just going by this combination. If it is 1 1, is it VD minus VTH? This can go up to VD minus VTH when both are high. If it is 1 and if I make this low, does this entirely discharges to the B? Correct? It will discharge, no? Whatever VDD
Sir, if
was.
the combination is reversed, then 0 0
That's what I
would
want to
be
say.
VDD minus VTH.
That's what. Suppose for this combination, is it satisfying?
Yes, sir. This combination is.
Now let me just take this. It is 0 0, or sorry, 1 0 1 1 0 0 0 1. Now for this it is 0. For this it is VDD minus VTH. For these two, what will be the output voltage?
VDD minus
Sir,
VTH.
for 0 0 VDD minus VTH.
For this,
0.
how come? This is A is 0. A is 0 means this is off.
So both are VDD minus VTH.
Both
Both are
are
VDD
VDD
minus
minus
VTH.
VTH. So I will retain the same voltage. So for this combination, the output is not A and B. For this combination, it is fine. You can see the same circuit can behave like a AND gate, or for few combination it won't behave like a AND gate because it depends on the previous history of the output voltage. It's not becoming 0 0 here because the earlier voltage here it is not 0. So in order to have a AND gate here, so the improvised circuit would be something like this. This is A and Y. Yes, see now. Now you have correct. Now let us take this. Let us take, because this is anyhow even with 1 is working. So let us take this combination. 0 1. Okay, if it is 1, This is on, correct? Hello. If this is actually an inverter, when A is equal to 1, M1 is on, M2 is off, no?
Yes, sir.
So M2 is off. If
Yes,
this
sir.
is if it is 0, it won't charge at all. Correct?
0. Oh,
This is
yes, sir.
fine. This is done. How about this? This combination. This is high. This is off. This is 1. Does this okay load capacitor charge up to VD minus VTH?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This will happen. Now you consider this combination where A is 0, B is 0. When A is 0, this is off. Does this become on?
Yes, sir.
This becomes on. See, now you actually had VD minus VTH as a voltage before this combination. When this, of course, now when B is 0, anyhow this is already 0, already off. So since you want to get a 0, I am grounding this all the time. When does this will turn on? When does this will turn on? When A is 0. When
A is equal to
A is
B.
0, irrespective of B, it should be 0, no? That's why you are grounding it. Correct? See here, just
Yes.
compare this and this. When A is 0, is the output always 0?
Hmm.
That's why I am
Yes, sir.
grounding this. Getting the point? Okay, we will just do 1 or 2 more experiments, or this thing you'll get it. Now see here, what is the output here? So when it is 1 1, is the output and input both the same? See, is this 1 0? Sorry, when A is 1 1 here, in both the cases, is the output same as B? That's why the input is B here. This is called as pass transistor logic. Only thing is that you will not get strong logic 1, you'll get always a weak one. Weak one matlab VD minus VTH. Let us just try to see, can I able to implement an OR gate here. What is OR gate? So let me write the truth table. 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So this is 0. Is it 1 1 1? Correct? Let me have this as my logic. This is A. Let me take the inversion of that. This is Y. Correct? Just see for this. Now I want to fix what are the inputs are. Now we just compare the input, and this is output, this is the other input. What is these two? Are they same?
Yes, sir.
Is Y and B both the same?
Yes, sir.
That is possible when A is 0. Correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
When A is 0, out of these two, which one will turn on? If I say M1, M2,
M2.
M2.
shall I write it as B?
Yes, sir.
Now, for this particular input, that is for this, what is this? Is in relation?
VDD.
Isn't there is no relation, no? Irrespective of B, output is always high. You make it as VDD. So this is your pass gate, okay, pass transistor OR gate implementation. Correct? Write it for NAND. Try it for NAND. Got this point? Of course, it is not necessary that you have to have A as the control. You can have B as the control, and of course A can be the inputs here. So NAND gate, you write ABY 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. This is 1 1 1 0. So let us take this as gate control. Let me take this as gate control, and you just compare. Okay, when these two are 0 0, compare this and this. So what I mean to say is, this is my B, this is my Y. When B is 0, okay, out of M1, M2, which one will be active? When B is 0, when B is 0, which one is active?
M2.
M2. So for can you just compare the other input and the output? Is it one? Okay, when the irrespective of the input, is the output always high? Illnodil. Because whether the input is 0 or 1, because one of the input is already 0, output should be always high. Shall I connect it to VDD here? Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
How about this?
Over.
Now we just compare this and this. For these two, compare this and this. You have to have the comparison between output and the input. Is the output inversion of the input A?
Yes, sir. A bar.
Shall I write A bar? So Y is equal to A and B whole bar. Correct? Will it make sense? ಯಾರು ಇವತ್ತು 3 ಜನ absent ಅವರಲ್ವಾ? Overall 3 people. Gauri is not there. Bhavana is not there. Who else? Prithvisha ಅವನೇ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಯಾರು? Akash. ಅದು Akash understand. Okay, someone.
Abhilash.
Okay, Abhilash. Okay. Can you write it for what is that? XOR gate. XOR gate ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ. You have class at 2, no? XOR gate ಬರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತೋರಿಸಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರು. This is pass transistor logic. Only thing is that you will have logic. High will be weak one. Write it for XOR gate. It is A B Y 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. If the inputs are dissimilar, you will get output as 1. Otherwise, it is 0. That's it. You can take anyone as the control gate control, and the other one is the input. Writing someone? Okay, if I ask you to take this as the input, if I write, of course, when you have two channels, okay, one should be triggered by A, the other should be triggered by A naught. That is, you should have an inverter. This is A, this is Y. Tell me for this, what should be this? Okay, what should be this? Here.
Sir, B and B bar.
ಯಾವುದು B?
Sir, first one game B, second one B bar. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ B ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ.
ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆಗಿನ A naught ಗೆ when A is equal to 0, what should be that? This should be B, no? When A is equal to 0, this when A is equal to 0, this is turn on. Correct? When A is 0, they are same. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
When A is equal to 1, this will turn on.
Sir, VDD B, sir.
VDD ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ?
Sir,
B bar.
No, that depends. Now here you can see this is 1 andre this is high, this is on. This transistor is on. So then what is your output? Output is exactly opposite of B tane. This should be B bar. Or you can think of what is the output that you're going to have? Is it not A B bar? Ili? This
Yes,
is
sir.
A, this is B bar. What is this? This is B A bar. So at this point you have A bar B plus B bar A ಅಥವಾ A B
B
bar.
bar.
That's what your XOR gate. Of course, same thing is true here also. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? What do you have? This is VDD into A ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ?
VDD.
VDD, that is 1 plus, correct? A bar into B. Is it correct? Yeah.
Sir, ತಪ್ಪು. Sir, 1 plus A bar B ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ
Okay,
1
one second. This is A. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it A? A ತಾನೆ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. Of course, you can verify function wise this is like an OR gate. Even otherwise also it will be OR gate. Suppose if you write the truth table for this one, it will be same. If A is equal to 1, output is always 1. Then in the other case, so when does the depending on when if B is equal to 0, if B is equal to 0, what happens? Only when A is 0, B is 0, then only will get it as 0. Because you cannot so easily represent this as A plus B, no? ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವುದು ಬುಲಿಯನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ A plus B ಬರೀಬೋದಾ ಇದು? ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಬರೀಬೋದಾ? ಏನೋ ಡಿ ಮಾರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಲಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ. Can you write this A plus A bar B as A plus B? But this is A plus B. Am I correct? A plus B ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಇದು? Because that's what you are getting it as.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is how you can able to realize any logic using this pass transistor. So we will see the limitations of this pass transistor in the coming classes, and how do we overcome that, and there is some other logic called as transmission gate. So how does that transmission gate will going to overcome that, and we'll see some other circuits. Okay then, thank you so much.